Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to part 9 of our Naughty or Nice series. And today is quite a special one, as we're here on Hotspot in the Tier 10 American premium battleship, the USS Wisconsin. So I was knocking out some quick battleship missions because you have the GQ or Johnny tokens, whatever. You have to get 5 battles a day. So I decided to run a few different kind of matches in a different battle type. So if you zoom in and look at that Cerberus, you will notice his gamer name. He's a bot with the colon at the start of his name and end of his name. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Naughty or Nice video in co-op. And not only that, you can't see it right now. I didn't take a screenshot of it. But most of our team is bots. There's only, I think, 4 of us humans, which makes this video a bit more hilarious in terms of how it will swing naughty or nice. Now, you've heard me talk about, typically when you play co-op, you can get added a video on how karma works in World of Warships, and typically, it's in co-op, you can actually get a lot of positive karma. Where today's future is our Salem, who just grounded broadside to the pushing of the enemy team. The Z-52 is focusing, the Cerberus is focusing him, then the Des Moines is also focusing him as well. Now in co-op, there's certain game metrics in terms of how the bots behave, bot behavior. So if you're in something like a Salem and you're on fire, like our friendly Salem is here, the bot cruisers will then promptly switch to armor piercing. So he is now eating armor piercing from the Des Moines, and also I think the Napoli and I think Cerberus as well, if I recall correctly, which means he's losing a lot of health here, and he's going to get his super heal off, not before the Napoli gets another armor piercing salvo off on him and citadels him again. So he's overextended, he's pushed into all these bots focusing him, and I'm actually going to take a kite out turn angle here because I don't want to push myself into a crossfire with the Yamato going around the side of the island, and also there's still another Wisconsin to deal with, so we're just going to angle out for the moment. So I'm going to keep looking over my shoulder. I'm trying to see who I should be shooting next, but I'm going to be looking at the Wisconsin. He's still hanging in there for now. So we're going to switch our focus to the Napoli because, you know, Napoli is the one who's griefing him the most right now. Sap secondaries. You know, we were able to finally eliminate the, well, Des Moines, but we had help to finish off the Des Moines, but we got several citadels out of him. And we get our combat instructions. I'm seeing how my team's doing down there. You can see we actually have 1 human down there, or 2 humans down there, excuse me. And look over shoulder again. Salem dies. What did Salem do? He grounded the island again. So now we're going to activate our combat instructions, and we're going to turn back in as the Napoli dies to bot Cerberus torps, and the Salem comments in chat, shit team. Go broadside multiple times in front of the enemy bots, not understand their behavior when you're on fire, they will citadel you, or switch armor piercing, and ground yourself twice. And asking him the question, you know, it's mostly bots, what do you expect? And I got a lot of grief about this back in the day. Some people were very thankful, other people were very upset. Well, I did a how to win co-op video series. I say series. I actually ended up doing 3 battles. If you don't know me well, I can sometimes be very technical and analytical, and I like to kind of get down into the nitty-gritty details. But the big purpose of why I did that video was exactly what happened in this game. If you want to know the key of how to effectively win co-op, is you look at the battle lineup, which I don't know if I recorded it in this clip. I'll throw it in at the beginning because I think I shortened it perhaps. But when you're looking at the lineup and your team mostly consists of bots, then that means you have to play a little bit more passive. You can't just yell in like you always do, get your Citadel ribbons, you know, whatever you're going for, your kills. No, you actually have to play a little bit smarter. Otherwise, you can end up in a more tight situation. This is co-op battle, and it's now 3 versus 2. as we're working to finish out the Wisconsin, and our bot Louisiana is facing off against a bot, enemy bot Yodo. So today's video is naughty. Hating on the bot, your bot teammates, and of course there's several of us human teammates as well. So technically, the Salem had only 3 human teammates, and the rest being, of course, bots. So it's honestly, it doesn't happen very often that I see human teammates, right, that are complaining about their teammates in co-op, because co-op is co-op. Like, usually it's all this fair winds and following seas, good luck, thank you. It's a very positive place, and playing co-op in particularly. I think ops has gotten a little more stressful now that there's higher tier ops, and then you kind of see people take super ships, and amazingly they just keep dying first. Like, I don't know what's up with that, but it's a thing. So ops used to be a little bit more of a kind place when it was like tier 8 to tier 6. Now like a little bit more sassiness in ops, since it's kind of more higher stakes now, playing higher tier. But in co-op, like, it's always like the safe refuge you can go to, especially as I'm playing on North American server, to play on NA, and then just be like, yeah, typically you can just chill out and enjoy. So the fact that we had a very salty, a very naughty player in this game in the Salem, griefing his team when I would just have suggested that, hey, maybe don't ground twice, maybe don't, you know, show broadside to the enemy team, maybe see how many of your teammates are actually human versus bots, where it would and then end up changing perhaps your positioning, like it did for me. Like, I didn't just YOLO in. We kind of kited out there a little bit, gave ourselves some breathing room, because you end up having to pay attention to cross map shots. Like, I mean, if you have like a flank that collapses, the bots, I mean, of course, and they don't, and you're, let's say they're up on the north flank, that is a Yamato up at sea, and your teammates are behind an island, Yamato doesn't have sights on them, Yamato is going to shoot at whatever Yamato can see, right? So then I have been cross map shot before by Yamatos, Shikishimas, incomparables in World of Warships, right? So I'm just shooting here to see if I get detected, so the Yoda will start shooting me, which he doesn't have concealment, so we pick him up just before he gets any shots off. So most people lose co-op because they underestimate it, normally speaking. Now I have like a 98-99% win rate, I don't know, whatever it is in co-op, but most people I see who lose co-op are just people who underestimate the bots, and then mainly because they're not paying attention that usually there's not many human teammates. It's just them and maybe 2, maybe 3 others. I've even had some co-op battles myself where I've been the only human player at times, depending on what time I'm playing on NA server, as an example, since it's not as populated as the European server. So that's going to bring part 9, Naughty or Nice, to an end today as we swing into the post-battle results. But yeah, I think I complimented the other, well, I didn't compliment Shimakaze. Shimakaze, when you go see the post-battle results, I don't know what happened to him. He didn't do so well. But it's 146,000 damage with 13 defeated ribbons. So that's going to boost our base XP, you know, in co-op regardless, or if you're in randoms, ranked, or whatever. Then we're going to go ahead and flip over into the team score. So again, you're not going to get a lot of credits playing co-op, but hey, it's going to be me and Sir Napoli at 1 and 2. And you can see our Shimakaze did worse than the bots. So sometimes you can be playing co-op and your human teammates are worse than your friendly bots. So that's always fascinating and kind of funny, but I mean, you know, it depends on what you're up to, and you just, if you don't take, not that you have to take co-op seriously, but just kind of have a recognition of like, oh, I might have to play a little harder than normal because I don't have any human teammates, perhaps. So with that being said, I hope you liked today's video. I have some more stuff coming up this week, but I hope you've had a good weekend and you have a good week ahead of you. So if you liked this video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Until next time, take care.